It could be. It might be. It is. It's the Dustin and Cassie show. This is the part where you say something.
It's the Dustin and Cassie and Little Max show.
This is one of our puppies.
Oh, you got that.
Look at the yawns. Can you guys hear us? No, there's nobody even here. I don't think the microphone's working. Yeah, it's not popping up. No sound.
So there's just 4 people watching.
Hey, somebody comment if you can hear us.
Here.
What?
We might have to put him up. Yes.
Yes, you can hear us? Okay. Okay, good. It's not red. The microphone bar is not registering here, so I didn't know if anybody could hear us or not. Hello, can hear. Good. Thank you, JD. Appreciate it. Aww.
He wants to go back to his mama. Loud and clear.
Hey, Samson and Tara. Hey, Lynette. Okay, so on February 14th, our dog Daisy had puppies. So we have 4 little German Shepherd puppies. This is we're calling him Little Max.
He's the only boy. You might want to put him back down there.
I'm gonna put him back down. Let me bring one of the other ones. See, look, it's a boy.
Oh my gosh,
it's a boy.
Dustin. PG.
Can we bring one or no?
Yeah, bring Zara.
That's what I thought.
Uh-oh, Mama's about to get mad.
So we have 3 girls, 1 boy. This one is Zara. She's actually already spoken for. Some friends of ours are going to buy her. The other 3 are also for sale. We haven't listed them or anything yet. But they're AKC registered, full-blooded German Shepherd puppies. All 4 of them are black and tans. This is Zara. She's like the runt of the litter. And her color, actually, her black seems like it's a little bit lighter than all the others. Oh, look at that face. Here. Look at that face. Okay, take it back.
No.
Daisy's all. We haven't done a show in 4 months. Not since
Ben and Lauren were here.
Not since Ben and Lauren were here back in October.
Hi.
Life's been kind of crazy, busy. Lots of changes, different things going on.
Lots of changes.
Lots of changes. Daisy, go see your puppy. See what's going on.
She wants Zara back.
Does he?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go bring another one.
No, just leave it at that. That way she stays over.
Okay.
The other 2 are loud.
Okay, I'm back. So they were born February 14th. 3 girls, 1 boy. The first one was a girl.
She was big.
She was big. She weighed 1 pound and 6 ounces, I think it was.
No, she was like 1 pound and
8 ounces.
8 ounces. She was almost 2 pounds.
Well, 1 pound and 8 ounces.
She was like 1 pound and 8 ounces.
1 pound and 8 ounces is 1.5 pounds.
Yeah.
So she was like 1.5 pounds. Hey, Gina. So they were born February 14th. Little Bear, that was the firstborn. She's like, when she came out, she looked like she was all black. You cannot see any tan on her whatsoever.
And she looked like a little bear.
Yep. And she still does. So we call her Little Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then was Little Max next? Yeah. Little Max was next. And then
no, there was the second girl. Are you
sure?
Yep, it was the light blue one. The one
Lily?
we called
Lily. And then Little Bear, and then Zara.
Mm-hmm.
So
Little Max, and then Zara.
Yeah. Little Max, then Zara. Yeah. Anyway, so that was February 14th. So that's what we've been dealing with for the last, I guess, 3 weeks now? 3 weeks ago today?
3 weeks today.
3 weeks today. So that's been the excitement for us most recently, watching them grow and change and develop their personalities every day. getting louder and more
Now they're
vocal every day. Yeah, now they're starting to get playful. Now they're getting
they have teeth.
Now they're getting where they can walk. They can walk, but not like well. They get up on their feet and maybe take 4 or 5 steps.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they do. But it won't be long, and I'll have to take the whelping box and elevate it up so they can't climb out of it. So don't forget, if you're here, hit that thumbs up button. I see there's 2 of them that already have. Appreciate it. And so what else do you want to talk about? We're starting at the most recent stuff because you had a puppy to start out with.
I have to go where I can see.
Well, we
don't have the TV. I'm going to put that we're live.
Oh, okay.
And then I will do. Let's see. You have a new job.
Yes.
That's something new.
So on January 14th, I think it was, January 14th, I started a new job. It's kind of interesting how things happened. I was looking for something local where I could be home every night, still driving truck though. And I updated my resume on Indeed, and I had a recruiter from a roofing supply company call me about a Class A job that they had available at a place in our area. And so, hey, Marcy. So I thought, well, it would be less driving and more, unloading shingles, and how it is. They have called a boom truck that has a conveyor on it that raises up and goes over top of the roof of the house. And then you have a driver that stays on the truck, and you have an unloader that's on the top of the house. And the driver puts bundles of shingles on the conveyor. It goes up the conveyor. And the guy on the top of the house grabs them and sets them off and stacks them up there for the guys that are actually going to do the roof job. And so I thought, well, it's not ideal because it'd be a lot more physically active than what I'm used to. But I'm like, I can do it. I'm no problem. I can do it. If it gets me home every night and pays the bills, I could do it. Well, then I went in for the interview. I don't know. It was a Friday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was on a Friday. And we talked about the job, the driving job and everything, what it entailed. And then the manager started asking me questions, if I had any questions about their company. So I started asking questions about it, and asked, do they promote from within and things like that. And he said they did, and explained how kind of that stuff worked. And then I got mentioned about my dispatching experience in North Dakota working the oil field. And so then that piqued his interest. So he started asking me questions about that and what all that involved. And so I told him all that stuff. And he's like, well, I might have a better, job offer for you. And said they were looking for a warehouse lead manager, basically, or warehouse lead associate, they call it. But, basically the guy that's in charge of the warehouse. And so
if you guys see me looking down, just so you know,
they can see your phone.
I know I'm not being rude. I just can't see the screen, so I have to.
She can't read the text for the comments on there, so she can see it on her phone better.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he starts telling me about that job position and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, yes, I would definitely be interested in that. And so we kind of went over that stuff, and then I'm like, yes, I'll definitely, I because it would be not on the truck, it'd be in their warehouse and over. So I had to then basically reapply for the job because the job I originally applied for was not that job. And so I went in then the following week, reapplied for the job, obviously got accepted, and had to go to do the background check, all this other stuff and everything else. And then I started January 14th. So I went in when was it? It was right before Christmas, I think, right? So I went in for the interview because they were doing the background check stuff during Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So I had to do all that stuff. But so basically I'm over their warehouse. I'm in charge of all the loads that go out. Our drivers that we send out, I'm in charge of making sure their stuff's all loaded up and correct. I'm in charge of any inbound loads that come in through FedEx and any other carriers, any loads that go out through them, shipments of shingles that come in, all that kind of stuff. In charge of putting everything away, keeping track of it, maintaining the warehouse, keeping it clean and organized. And as of recently, on Friday, we were putting up new racking in our warehouse because we're going to be starting dealing in siding. And so we spent most of the day on Friday drilling holes in the concrete and putting in anchors so we could set up the racking for the siding. Also this week we worked on cleaning out the lanes where the shingles are and repainting the lines, because it's been several years and a lot of the lines are faded and the location numbers are gone. And so painting those lines and repainting the location stuff, so so people easily can know where it's at and what location it's in. So anyway,
Is that Luke or Eli?
what do you think?
Well, Eli's supposed to bring my water.
Thank you. Anyway, so okay, that's the most recent thing. What else?
I don't know.
Your brother.
Yes. So after Thanksgiving.
Tip it down just a little bit.
Or no, before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving, my brother and my nephew moved up, and from San Antonio, and so they've been staying with us, and so that's been really nice. It's nice having them here and having my.
Stop squinting. If you're gonna look and read comments, read them right there on your phone.
And having my brother here, so that's been nice, and have my nephew here. So my brother works, and I watch my nephew. Sorry. It's been a long time. They ramble too much.
Anyway, you were saying?
That's it. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you probably tell who my brother is.
What else has been going on since October?
I don't know.
New job.
Yep.
Puppies.
Yep.
The nice thing about the new job is I went from being gone, 5 days a week to being home every night. So that's been an adjustment for us. But it's been a good adjustment. I get to get home in the evening and there's still.
I don't know about that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And now it's the Cassie show. I'm out of here.
It's been good, but it is definitely a hard adjustment because I am used to running a household. And so it's hard to kind of give up that control. Not that I want to have the control. It's just that I've done it for so many years. So it's hard to let go and let him take the lead all the time. As far as Eli goes and discipline and
right,
that type of thing. And now he takes care of all the bills and he takes care, he pretty much even grocery shops.
Well, yeah, because I'm in town every day for work, and so it makes more sense for her just to give me a list and for me to run to the store after I get off work and grab whatever we need, when I get paid. There has been times where we went in together, like on a Sunday we went grocery shopping. But for me it's nice because I can come home. When the last time I had a job where I was home every night, I worked crazy long hours. I would start at 4:15 in the morning, which required me to leave here by 3:15 in the morning, which meant I was getting up at 2:45 to leave here by 3:15 in the morning to be to work by 4 to start at 4:15. And then I would work 12 to 14 hour days and then come home and I would be exhausted because it's I worked a 14-hour day, come home and all I want to do is eat dinner, take a shower and go to bed, and every day. And so I went, Sunday would be the only day I would try to get anything done around the house. Well, this job I have now, I don't start work, as of right now, I don't start work until 7:30 in the morning and I'm done at 4:00. Now when summertime hours kick in, it's gonna be different. I'll be working 6 to 6, I think they said. So it'll be 12-hour days, but still this job is much closer than the other one was. 20 miles closer almost, I think. Yeah, 20 miles closer. and not nearly as like mentally stressful as what the other one was. And so like, like the other day I came home from work and unloaded some stuff from my pickup truck and then pulled her van around, and Eli and I jacked her van up and we rotated the tires on her van because I needed to get done. There's been other days where I, like one night I came home and I put what was it I put on your van? A purge valve. Her van needed a purge valve, so I put that on, and then I changed blinker lights on my pickup truck. So I have time now to actually get things done here around the house, and yet I'm still able to work and still paying the bills, even with things being slow at work and barely getting over 40 hours. It's still it's been a good.
Tight.
It can be, but we're making it work.
It's tight, but we're making it work.
And once I'm working 60 hours a week,
we'd rather go with a little bit less and have him home than to have everything we need.
Right.
Or everything we want. We have everything we need, but to have everything we want.
Right.
So.
But we've had some interesting days in the last few months. So we had, everybody knows that, the entire country experienced, a cold snap.
Cold.
And,
no, we did not move down here for that. We left North Dakota because we didn't want no more cold.
But we experienced some major cold here, coldest as it's been since we've been here. And our water froze one day, and it was actually just right where the water comes out of the ground, the pressure valve right there. It froze up. So Eli was able to take a blow dryer and heated up the blow dryer, and it thawed it out. We're good to go on that. But then also, one of our cats was underneath the house, and it was welcome to Canada. You forgot the A, Marcy. It's welcome to Canada, A. Sorry about that.
A.
But one of our cats was underneath the house, and she was meowing like crazy, and she was like right back here in the back corner, like underneath where our closet is. So I went outside to see where she was at. I seen her underneath there. And so I peeled back, the skirting, and I tried to reach down and grab her. I couldn't, could barely, get to her. So she had to like stand up on the skirting so I could reach her, pulled her up out of there. But while I was looking down there, I noticed there was a little pile of ice underneath the house, like water had dripped. And I'm like, something's leaking. Well, it's right there where there's a tiny home that people built just outside of our house here on 30, 40 feet. And it was right there by where their water line is tied into our house to, feed water to their place. So I thought, well, I knew their water line was froze. So I thought, well, maybe it busted and it leaked or whatever. So I let them know. Well, he crawled underneath the house and said, no, it's not our line. He said, it's actually coming from the bottom side of where your hot water heater is. I'm like, well, that's awesome. I've never actually opened up the space where our hot water heater is. So I was like, I guess I need to do that. So I opened up that area where the hot water heater is, and a hot water I just realized, Philip, I can hear Philip correcting me. It's a water heater because it makes the water hot. So it's not a hot water heater. It's a water heater. So on a water heater, there's an anode that goes through it that it's like a magnesium rod, basically, that it collects all the corrosion. So your tank doesn't get corroded and rusted. This thing collects all the corrosion instead. And it was leaking up through the top of that, running out the top of the tank and running down the ground, and then running down the floor, and then running over where the overflow spout is, running down through the floor there. So had to deal with that. I took the thing out, and it's pretty much corroded all the way gone. There's just a little thin wire that's left, like the center core of it. It looked like a antenna on your car. And I put pipe thread tape on it, screwed it back in tight. It didn't seal up, still slowly leaking up. So then I went to Lowe's. I bought a big threaded nipple with a cap and put pipe tape on that and just reefed that sucker down on there. It still leaks. So I'm like, well, I looked at it. It's like we don't have the money right now to go buy a hot water heater. So I bought a turkey baster and a 2-cup measuring cup. And every morning I go in there before I leave for work and I suck all the water out of that. There's a little area right there. I suck all the water out of that, put it in the measuring cup, dump it out, and then you usually check it in the evening,
No, I check it by the time I get up.
She checks in the morning when she gets up, and then we check it.
We check it throughout the day.
And we check it before, I check it before we go to bed again and just empty the water out of it. So that way it's not leaking anymore. And then hopefully by next month after.
It's really only leaking maybe like 4 cups a day, maybe, if that.
Yeah. But it's just leaking up the top. There's insulation on the top of your tank. So there's a void like maybe that big around. And it's only that big because we cut all the insulation away so I could get at that thing to get it out of there. So it's just filling up in that little area, not running out on the floor or anything else. And so the water heater is like what, 300
how much you talk.
Sorry. The water heater is like $340, but then we need other fittings and there's taxes and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully next month after taxes and all that stuff, we'll have the funds to buy a new hot water heater and get that put in. So we don't have to worry about the water anymore.
It is what it is.
So
it's not that bad. It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot. We have no hot water at all.
So we're thankful.
Yep. Okay, I'll shut it now since I was talking a lot and let you talk.
You just give way more details.
I just give the details. Maybe somebody's going to watch this video someday and be like, you know what? I'm having that problem too. And you just gave me a great way to try to maybe hopefully fix it. I don't know. When I'm done, I'm going to go put hot water heater in the tag. So this will pop up. So anyway.
So last month we did the Daniel fast. How'd you like that?
It was fine.
Could you do it forever?
Forever? No, I like meat.
So the Daniel fast, what we did, I should say, because there's multiple variations of it. So what we did was we did no animal products except for eggs and no dairy or anything like that.
Which would be an animal product.
Yeah. And then no meat. That's an animal product. No sugar.
No added sugars was the other.
No added sugars. And no processed food for the most part. No yeast. I feel like I'm missing something.
No added sugars, no yeast, no meat and dairy, no caffeine other than tea.
No caffeine. Well, tea was something that we added to it because he had to have it.
I drink caffeine every day. I went 2 weeks before we started the fast. I was drinking like 6 cups of coffee a day. Like I'd make I have a big 30-ounce, tumbler, and I'd make 6 cups of coffee, and I would drink that. And I went like one weekend without drinking coffee, and by like Sunday,
he was cranky.
I had a pounding headache, and made me realize that how dependent I was on the coffee. And it's like I can't just go cold turkey. So I was like, I need to start, weaning myself off of it. So I progressed a half a cup a day every day. So I started at, it was like 6 cups, and then 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4. And then over the weekend, I think I went from 4 to 3. And the next week, starting on Monday, it was like 3, 2.5, 2, 1.5, and then 1 cup. Actually, by that last Friday, it was a half a cup because I did the water and then I poured it in my cup. And I'm like, that's not a lot in there. So I actually poured it in a normal coffee cup, and it was only half of a cup. So I was down to half a cup of coffee. Then I just switched over to tea after that.
Still caffeine. So we did that, and then we were also doing a cleanse. So, yeah, Marcy's doing it. No coffee for 14 days.
Some days I'm cranky. That drinks and tea, Marcy.
So you're not supposed to have it, but he just added it. So there were some things that we were like, okay, we're gonna be flexible on this, like tortilla chips. That's one that you're not supposed to, but we did anyways. He did tea, and we did eggs. So we did those.
We did the eggs for the protein.
Mainly for Eli. Because I didn't eat them that often.
I didn't eat. I ate them maybe twice a week.
I think I ate them twice I think I did it 3 times the whole time.
Yeah, because I think I made omelets one Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
She meant to say vegan, but she put Vega.
So anyways, we did it. And we mostly did vegetables. So we've been using Misfits. And we've been getting
What's Misfits, some people say. Please tell them.
Details. So we have been using Misfits, which is a company that has organic produce that you can get at a much cheaper cost than in the store. And so you go online, you order it online, and then they ship it to you. The box that we get is $35 plus shipping. And I think it's called the Madness box. He can put the link in his.
You'll have to send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send him the link. But
see the link in the description below.
So it's been really nice because then I don't have to worry about going out. I don't have to worry about him going out and picking stuff because I like doing store pickup, but I don't like the store pickup actually like picking out my produce for me.
Mercy said you can't have corn tortillas.
You're not supposed to, but I did anyways because it says to not do fried food, but we did anyhow. So it's like those are one of those things that are on the fence and you can decide what you would like to do. So, but the produce, so we do mostly, I like to do store pickup. It's easier. He doesn't have to go in the store and pick stuff up. And then I can just order it and have him do it.
I said, okay, not fried.
And so the Misfits comes mine's box is supposed to come on Sunday, but mine didn't come today. It'll be here tomorrow. I get a box every week and it has just organic produce. I can go on and I can pick what I want out of the selection of things. And then it's delivered to my door. And we've had a couple things that were bruised, but for the most part, like everything's been really good, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Everything's been really good. And a lot of things are way, way cheaper. Like last week, you can do add-ons. And last week or the week before, we got Cliff Bars, which normally are for like a 12 pack or an 18 pack or something. In the store, they're like $13, $14. And some places are even higher than that. But they have them on there for a 12 pack for $8. So it's way cheaper, which is really nice. So we do that. So then we have it shipped and it comes every Sunday. And there's a code. And if you order your first box is $10 off. And then it will be $10 off for us too.
Is that what I'm putting in the description?
Yes.
So look for that code in the description.
So, but it's not in every state. Like, I don't think it's in Texas yet, but it's in Missouri.
Is it in Canada?
I don't know. So, you just have to
check local listings. I fry them in very low. Wait, no, that was Sherry read that. Yeah, I read that. My bad.
So, anyways, so we have been doing it. We did a lot of vegetables. And you guys did a lot of fruit. I didn't do a lot of fruit because of my blood sugar.
I didn't do a lot of fruit. I think Eli did. I think I had one
but
orange.
You did juice.
Oh, I did juice, and I did sorry, didn't mean to get your hair. I did a few times I did an apple with some peanut butter for the protein. So
here's the thing though is, and I was eating potatoes. I ate rice. All things that are super high carb that are supposed to be horrible for me. I did those things and my blood sugar, my glucose numbers for fasting before we started was up 200, a little over 200. By the time we were done, I had them down for 21 days. I had them down in the 140s for fasting. Just by cutting out meat, cutting out dairy, and cutting out added sugar. And the other thing is that I tend to get headaches a lot. But when we started, I was pretty much suffering from a headache almost every day. which is for my blood sugar. I know. And by the time when we were done, like within 3 or 4 days of starting, my headache went completely away and it stayed gone until 2 days after we added food back into our diet. So
You mean other foods?
yeah, once we started adding stuff back into our food or into our diet, then I started getting a headache again. So him and I talked about it this weekend and last week, and I'll probably go back to taking certain stuff out. I'm going to start with sugar. I like my meat, so I'm not giving up meat. But I can go less dairy. And then just mostly do vegetables. And I know for me that low carb works better. I just hate doing it. But I know that it works. I just hate it. Because I just wish that I could eat whatever I want.
Yeah, because I know like we eat a lot of rice, and I know rice is something you can't eat when you're doing low carb.
Mm-mm.
And we ate a lot of rice.
We ate a lot of rice.
A lot of rice, a lot of corn, a lot of asparagus,
beans.
We
did salad. We did a lot of vegetables, green beans.
That was the other one. It's like what was the other one we had that looked like asparagus, but it wasn't? It was green beans.
Mm-hmm. It was hard. There were days that I was like, I'm done with this. And then I think the last week was the hardest. I just wanted a stupid taco. And then during all of this.
But we had tacos. They just weren't.
It just wasn't a
tacos.
Taco.
We had veggie tacos. I thought they were still good. What I didn't like was the cheese part. Like we bought this plant-based cheese. This vegan cheese. Ugh, I didn't like that. And I like having my cheese and my sour cream on my tacos. That part I didn't like. But I just told myself, you know what? I just can't have those things on this right now. So I just get to enjoy the other flavors that I wouldn't normally, necessarily taste because I'm tasting the cheese and the sour cream in a taco.
So one thing is that I am a super emotional eater. And there was a lot of stuff going on. Our older brother got into an accident in his truck. And
he's a truck driver like me.
Yes. And by all means, he should not have made it out of that truck. And he did, with just scratches and bruises. And that's it. And instead of me running to food like I normally would have, I didn't, which was really, really impressive. But it stressed me out. And the last week I cried every day. It was horrible. But at the end of all of this, so the other thing that we did, I'll say first, the other thing that we did was we've been reading every night, reading scripture together every night. Now that he's home, we can do that. And so we read scripture every night, and we read with my brother. So that's been fun. You like that?
Yeah.
Sometimes. So we've been doing that. We've been studying with my brother. And then we also started praying together every night. And we've done that in the past where we prayed together, and I felt like we did good, but this was different. So like I would lead us in prayer, and then Eli would pray, and then Dustin would end the prayer. And we prayed for different things. And so I felt like that helped us a lot. But by the end of the fast, like the day before the last day, I was a totally hot, emotional mess. And him and I sat down and we discussed things and we talked about things. Can I share some stuff or no? Do you want to keep that just between us?
I don't know. Do you think the entire internet's worthy of knowing all of that?
I don't know. So one of the things that so on top of the food fast, we also fasted from
I didn't think you were going to go there.
One other thing. Each of us fasted from something else, like something that maybe an issue of some sort. And so Eli fasted from like video games and like playing games on his phone. It's our phone, but he uses it. It's just an extra phone we have. And And the only time he played on the phone was when we did it together, when we played together as family. When we played like Among Us or something like that. And so we fasted from each other. And I'll just leave that at that. So
Brown chicken, brown cow.
So we fasted from each other from that. And part of the reason for that was because we were together before we were married. And I felt that we needed to repent and deal with some things from that. So that's what we did. The last day, I was super emotional because his way, I just was really emotional. And so we talked some stuff out and we dealt with some stuff. And then there was some apologizing to each other and different things. And then I felt like 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off of me. Like
Nobody saw your hand gesture there. That was completely off screen.
there were some things that I felt better. And so, yeah, I think it was a good fast. I think that it was good for us. And I think that we'll do it again. Maybe not all of it, but at least, we liked eating that way for the most part. But I think that it should be okay to have, a snack every now and then.
I could do the tacos the way we were doing them, as long as I could have real cheese on it. I could go without the sour cream. I would just need some real cheese on it.
So we shall see. Dustin lost almost 20 pounds. And even John lost weight, and he didn't even do it all the way. And Eli lost a little bit of weight, and Eli felt better. In the last 2 days, I lost weight, but up until the last 2 days, I hadn't lost weight. But my blood sugar had went way down, which is super awesome. And so that's where my goal is. That's what I want, I want to see better blood sugar numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And if you get the blood sugar down where it's supposed to be, then other parts of your body might kick in the way they're supposed to, and then
so
weight might come off easier then.
I've been doing a lot of research on different things, and the one nice thing I will say, one thing that I thought was good out of this is the fact that sometimes in the past he has said to me, well, if you just try harder, or if you just do this or you just do that. And so he got to see that, like, I tried. I was even more strict than what they were on certain things, and I tried, and it didn't come off. Like, it wasn't. There was nothing else I could have done other than maybe starve myself. And he actually got to see that. Okay,
well, that would be trying harder.
Well, he actually got to see that it wasn't. It's not like I'm not trying. And so I've been doing more research the last week on certain things, and I've said it before, and I know that it works, but low carb works for me. And I just need to suck it up and do it, even though it's a struggle. And I need to do it because I know it works. It brings my blood sugar down and eventually brings my weight down. And if I can bring my blood sugar down, everything else will work itself out.
Ben and Turner said, Dustin and Cassie. It's Ben and Lauren.
But it worked. And I know it will. I know it can work if I do it. And now that he's home, he can actually help hold me accountable. And so if I can reverse the insulin resistance, I can reverse everything else. I just have to reverse the insulin resistance. So yeah.
So I'm going to have you make a loaf of challah bread. and I'm going to leave it sitting out. And every time you go to eat something you shouldn't eat, I'm going to whack you with the loaf of
You're
challah
so
bread.
retarded. I'm going to eat that bread.
Anyway.
Do you think that it helped our marriage, though? Do you think that the fast?
I don't know. Can you help perfection?
You're not perfect at all.
I'm saying our marriage is perfect.
Somebody's going to use that and totally like
Nobody will
spin
use
with
that.
it.
Yes, I think it did.
We're not perfect. Our marriage isn't perfect.
No, it's not. But we try, and that's the important thing. Hey, Ben. Glad you popped in for a minute at least. We'll see you guys later.
I think the biggest thing in marriage, honestly, is communication. And that's what we're trying to work on is better communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, sometimes my mouth gets the better of me.
No, Cassie's mouth gets the better of her. I can't imagine that.
Shut up.
How long you been married? How long have we been married?
A long, long, long time. We look young, but we're not.
This year.
Well, I am. You aren't. We will be
Good
married.
night, folks. This summer.
We'll be married. How long this summer?
15 years.
Yes. 15 years.
So it was 15 years ago, 2 months ago, we had our first date.
We were already planning our wedding at this point.
Yeah. Excuse me.
When you know, you know.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yep. Next video is trying to one up us. He's been married 18 years.
It's a long time.
Anyway, what else has been going on in the last 4 months?
In 3 years, we'll be being married half my life. Nothing. That's it.
That's it? Nothing else?
I'm super comfy in my bed. That's all I can say. I don't think we'll do the show in here anymore, though.
No. It's not conducive to doing the show.
It's just, there's a lot of noise everywhere else.
Hey, excuse me. I'm yawning because I'm getting comfortable sitting in bed and you're sneaking down further and further into the bed.
So we will end the show. That's what we should do. We should end. But we just wanted to get on and say hi.
Thank you, Max Video, for liking our broadcast. We appreciate that. Don't know where you came from, how you got here, but I'm glad you stayed the whole time.
Good to see couples cuddling.
Want to see us make out?
No. We want to get back into making videos. So
now that I'm home every night, I'm planning on doing my Warhammer videos this spring and summer. So
we want to get back into making videos. So let us know
is that over there?
Are things. What is what over?
The Warhammer.
Yeah, it's always on my side of the bed.
Grab it.
This is so that I have access to it. Maybe.
Daisy's she's on alert. Like, what is going on? There's something underneath the bed. What's up, Daisy
have
girl?
Easier access than what I have, apparently. Oh, it's because the pistol's right there.
You're not supposed to say words like that.
Sorry. The boom boom is right there. You have this thing all jacked up.
So this thing, I'll be making videos with this thing.
I have it, so I can just go pow.
It's a design after a medieval Warhammer that a friend of mine made for me, and it was designed to punch through plate armor.
Sharp, so be careful, please.
Yeah, we used it to smash some drywall. That's why it looks all white like that. But I will be smashing things with it. I'm probably gonna start out and do a video with
smash some stuff with it too.
I might start out and do a video with some fruits and vegetables. I've got a video plan where I'm gonna do some phones. Like I've got couple old cell phones. I'm gonna get a cordless.
This is how I keep him in line, y'all.
I want to do one like where maybe smash some like spray paint cans or shaving cream or like beer cans, soda bottles, things like that.
It's for protection.
It's for yeah.
Sorta.
What it was is a friend of mine posted something on Facebook about them about they are banning outlawing guns. Well, you can't ban and outlaw hammers. So
to say that word.
I didn't. Well, you said a different word. Anyway, and so I commented. I'm like, well, how come there's not an Amazon link for me to be able to buy one of those things? Well, then like a week and a half later, he sends me a picture of this that he was working on building that. So I mean, let me see it.
Like if I put that on my sheet right now, it'll put a hole in my sheet.
Yeah, it would put a hole in the wall. Watch.
No, don't you dare.
But what it is
actually go ahead. That way you can have.
It's a ball peen hammer. Like he went and got a 24-ounce ball peen hammer from Harbor Freight. He took a grade 8 bolt and welded it to the ball side, and then ground it down into a point. And then this side, he just took a grinder and cut the notches into the head of it, and then he welded on these parts here.
I feel like you're gonna accidentally
run those things through there, so that goes all the way through. That was right there, go all the way through the handle, and then he wrapped the leather on it. I'm
like, he's making me nervous, y'all.
So, but I mean, it's lightweight.
It is light. It's super lighter than.
But it's got a lot of force. Like he showed me she just hit the microphone. He showed me a picture because he worked at a body shop when he made it. He hit the inside of a car door, and it like this and here. It made huge notches in the door where it hit it.
It'll go right through a tire.
Yep.
We've tried it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I hit a lawnmower tire with it. Yeah.
It'll go right through a tire with like one swing.
Yep. So.
But it stays on my side of the bed, so
But I'm planning on making some videos with that, and I'll be wearing my kilts while I'm doing it, smashing things. I wish I could figure out a way to where I could talk with a Scottish accent, and I would talk with a Scottish accent. Like I'd create a character for smashing stuff with the Warhammers. Anyway.
And there you have it.
So if you're not subbed and you thought that thing looked cool, tell your friends about it, because hopefully in the next 2 months I'll be releasing. My plan is to like record 2 or 3 videos in like one day, and then release a video like 1 week, release a video the next week, release another video the next week. So, but yeah. But
we want to do more videos together and separate. So let us know what you want to see from us or hear from us.
Maybe I'll do a video on installing a hot water heater. Here's how you too can install a hot water heater if you're not a plumber, but you know a thing or two. So, okay, with that, I think we're going to call it quits. We're at 48 minutes now as it is. Hope you all have a great evening. Hope you had a great week, and we pray you all have a blessed week in the days coming ahead.
Yep.
We'll see y'all later. Say what you always say.
Bye, Felicia.